Now, so we understood belongs to and subset and superset. Now let us see this example which is given to us. Now the first example says, okay, this is one set which is A and B. Okay, there's another set which is A, B, C. Okay, so what are they trying to say? This first set is a subset of A, B, C. So which means it is something like P is a subset of Q. Okay, so this is P and this is Q. Now P is a subset, which means P is a small set which has A and B, where it is also included in Q, that is A and B. So in that case, P will become subset and Q will become superset. Okay, so P will become subset and Q will become superset. Did you all understand this example? Okay, can we go for the next example here? Now we have one more example. Let me just erase this part. Now we have one more set. Now let's take this as A. Okay, A is a set which has 2, 4, 6, 8 and 10. Okay, A is one set. Now here what they are trying to say, this is set A and this is N. N is nothing but natural numbers. Okay, natural numbers. Now what are natural numbers? Natural numbers are counting numbers which starts from 1 and it just goes on. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 and so on. It just goes on and on. Okay, now here they're saying A is a subset of, okay, A is a set, right? So A is a subset of N. Now can you all say me what is N called as? Don't say me it's a natural number, which we already know. Okay, other than natural numbers, what is the other name I can give here for N? It's not a null set. Null set is a different concept. We just saw with P and Q, right? So P was called something and Q was called with some other word. Okay, similarly, now you have A and you have N. So what is N called as? Few more answers. Come on. I want more answers. More participation from students is always encouraged. Others are sleeping, is it? There are 11 of you in class. Everybody must answer. So N is called superset. Then what is A called? What is A called? N is a superset, accepted. What is A called? Good. So A is called subset and N is called superset. Okay. Now let us understand with few more examples. Okay. Let's make this much clear for you. Let us see few more examples. Let's take, for example, set S. Okay. Set S is equal to, let's say, C, D, E, F, and then I. Okay, so this is set S. Understand clearly? Okay, set S is, I'll rewrite this again. Set S is C, D, E, F, and I. Now, we have another set which is T. Okay, we have another set which is T. Now, the T here, let's say it starts from A. A, B, C, D, E, F, I, and so on. It goes till Z. Okay, it goes till Z. Now, can you say me which is the subset and which is the superset? Which is the subset here? And which is the superset? Everybody must answer. Good, good. I'm getting answers here. Come on. Okay, so which means S is the subset and T is the superset. Okay, now how did we analyze that S is a subset? Because S has few elements which is already present in T. Okay, so C, D, E, F, I is already here. But apart from that, there are also other elements. So that is why T will become superset and S is the subset because only few elements from T. Okay, only few elements from T is taken to yes. Okay, one more example. You want one more example? Let's see one more example. Let's take P. Okay, P is equal to 3, 5. That's not 51. That is 5. Let me erase this. Okay, 3, 5, 9, 11, 13. Okay, that is 13, 15. Let's take until here 15. Okay, and Q. Q is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, 8, and it goes on. Okay, it just goes on and on. This is nothing but natural number list. Now, say me which is subset and which is superset. Quickly. You'll have to be fast now. Okay. So I'm getting few answers. Everybody must participate. I want everybody to type and say me what is the answer. Okay, so everybody understood the subset concept now. Okay, so P is the subset and Q is the superset. Very good. Any doubts with subset and superset? No. Everybody is clear. Very good. Very good. Good answers. Okay. Now, let us understand. Now that we have understood the first 2 points, that is belongs to and does not belong to, and then we have subset and superset. Okay, subset and superset, both we have understood. Now, let us go to the next point here to understand what is a proper subset. Okay, a proper subset we have to check. Now, if P is a subset of Q, now if P is a subset of Q, but P is not equal to Q, okay, when do we say two sets are equal? It is when they are in the same form and same order. Okay, that is when we call them as equal. So not equal means which is not in the same order. Okay, then P is called a proper subset of Q. So we'll understand this with an example, so that then you'll be able to understand it easily. So let's go to the next slide. Before that, let me, okay, this can be there. Okay. Now if you see here, there's a proper example given. If given set, if two sets of integers A and B, okay, so they are giving us two sets A and B, we would like to find if B is the proper subset of A. So we are, what are we trying to find out? Which set is a proper subset of which other set. Okay, so that means B is a subset of A and B is not equal to A. Now I hope everybody understood what is a subset, and we will understand this difference between subset and not equal. Let's see this example. B is 4, 2 and 5. Okay, and set A is 3, 2, 7, 5 and 4. Okay, now we have two sets, set B and set A. Now here if you see, you have 4, 2 and 5. Now same if the same numbers are there in A also. See, you have 4 here also. There's 2 and there's 2 here also. There's 5 and there's 5 here also. Right? But why are we calling them proper subset? Because here 4, 2, 5 is given, but if you see the order here, you have 2, 5 and 4. Are they in the same order? 4, 2, 5 and 4, 2, 5, have they given us same? Use the chat box to reply. No, it is in a different order. Now, when do I call A and B as equal? Now, when do I call A and B as equal? Let's take this example. If B is equal to 4, 2, 5, okay, and if A is equal to 3, 4, 2, 5, and then you have 7. Okay, let's take this. Now here if you see, you have 4 to 5, here also you have 4 to 5, right? Only in this case I can call them as equal. Okay, I can call them as equal since they are in the same order. First 4, then 2, then 5. Again here first 4, then 2 and then 5. But the same thing is not happening here. You have 4 to 5 given here. Okay, you have 4 to 5 given, but in the set A it says 2, 5 and 4. So that is why it is called as proper subset. Now say me, out of B and A, which is the subset and which is the superset? Let me see if you'll be able to answer. Out of A and B, which is the subset and which is the superset? Okay, you'll have to answer me both, subset and superset. Great. Use capitals for the denotion. Make that a habit. You use capital letters for denotion. Yes, good. So you have A as the superset because it has more elements, and then you have B as the subset. Good. So everybody has understood subset and superset. Okay. Now since these numbers are not in the same order, I'm not calling them as subset directly, but I add another word along with that, that is proper subset. Okay, so that is why they are saying here B is a subset of A. So everybody agrees that B is a subset of A. B is a subset and A is a superset, right? But B is not equal to A. Why it is not equal to A? Because the elements in B are not in the same order as elements in A. So you have 4, 2, 5 and here you have 2, 5, 4. They are in a different order. So that is why it is called not equal, and therefore we call them as proper subset. Okay, I hope everybody understood. Anybody who didn't understand this proper subset? Any doubts? Everybody understood? See, only 3 of you are answering. I want everybody to let me know if you have any doubts or if you all understood. Okay, so that was proper subset. Now, let's go back and understand one last, one second. Okay, one last point which was available here or which was present here. Okay, so we understood this third point, which is not equal to. Okay, when two sets are not equal to, but when it is a subset, it is called a proper subset. Okay, and then this symbol is nothing but null set. Okay, null set means if it does not have any elements in them, then it is called a null set. Okay, it's there is no values or there's no alphabets, there's no numbers in the set at all. For example, A is a null set. How do I show that? A is a null set. If I just put brackets, it means there is a set, but there are no elements in it. So instead of putting just brackets, I can also say it as null set. Okay, put a 0 and then strike it off. Okay, so this is known as null set. Okay, now null set has no proper subset. So this is quite a good explanation is required for this. We will start this when we go for the problems. Okay, you'll get confused now because just now you have understood subset and proper subset. Okay, it will be too much for you to understand this no proper subset. Okay, but know that this is a fact, that is null set has no proper subset because null set does not have elements at all. Okay, so in nowhere, in no possible way it can have a subset. Okay, so these are the major 4 points which you're supposed to remember for solving any problems. Any doubts until here? Did you all understand? Okay, good. So let us continue. Let's understand few more types of set. Okay, maybe from Monday we will start with the problems. Okay, until then we will touch upon and understand all the basic definitions with examples, because in set theory these basics are very much required, because without understanding any of these basics, if you go on and directly solve problems, you'll get confused. Okay, so we'll understand few more definitions. Now, next definition. Let me take a different pointer. Okay, now a set which has at least one element is called non-empty set. Now, for example, always examples are best way to understand. Now, if you have set A, okay, if you have set A without any elements, I told you it is called as null set, right? Null set, which is nothing but there is no element, so it's an empty set. But opposite, on the contrary, opposite to that, if at all you have at least one element, at least means minimum one element if you have, then it is called as non-empty set. Now for the same set A, if I write let's say if I write X inside this, now I have minimum one element in the set, then this is called as non-empty set. Okay, so you have non-empty set if at least one element is present in the set. Okay, they have given you an example saying, okay, the set 0, okay, this 0 is just a number. They are not saying you it is a null set. Okay, 0 is just a number. So which means this set, let's take for example, this is set A. Now this set A has one element which is 0, and that is why it is called as non-empty set. Okay, in statement problems, few of the cases you might get A is a non-empty set. Okay, that sentence can be added, so that is why they are giving you already. So what is a non-empty set? Can you all type quickly? What is a non-empty set? When the set has what is a non-empty set? When a set has at least one element. Okay, okay, so when a set has at least one element, it is called as non-empty set. Okay, a set which has, okay, please correct that, both of you, Bindu and Suhas. A set which has, HAS, okay, it's not AS, it is HAS. Okay, good. Now let's continue. See, few places where your sentences might go wrong, I will just say you once again so that you can correct your English also. Fine. Now going on for the next type of set is singleton set. An interesting name given to that. As the name says, single. Single is only one. Okay, singleton set means if a set has only one element or one member, okay, then it is called as singleton set. So if you have a set, let's say a set, let's take it as D. Okay, set D has 2 as the set, then this is called as singleton set. Now do not get confused with non-empty set and singleton set. Okay, non-empty set, minimum one should be there. Okay, minimum one should be there. Now let's take for example set A here. Now I can write it as X, Y, Z, C, D, I. This is also a non-empty set. Minimum one element should be there, but more than one element can also be present in a non-empty set. But when it comes to singleton set, only one element should be there. It's compulsory, only one. Okay, only one is important. So what's a singleton set? A set which has only one element. Now here it says at least one element, and here it is only one element. Okay, I hope that was clear. Any doubts between non-empty set and singleton set? Did you all understand this part? Okay, now next, let us understand what is a equal set. Now we have learned in the proper subset slide, we understood saying that set A is not equal to B or set B is not equal to A, right? So let us understand what is equal set. If two sets A and B are said to be equal, written as A is equal to B, if every element, read this carefully, if every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A. Okay, when do I call them equal? It is called equal only when both are in same order and both has same elements. As simple as that. Okay, both are in same order and both has same elements. So that is why when we learned proper subset, they told it is a proper subset because it is somehow present, but it is not equal. Okay, proper subset, what will happen is, let's say A and B are there. Now I will change this B. I'll change it to 4 and 2. Okay, B is 4 and 2. Okay. Now can I say B is a proper subset of A? Can I say B is a proper subset of A? Understand, I will repeat the question once again. Okay, I'm going to repeat the question once again. You have A, set A is 2, 4, 6. It's as it is there. Now I am changing set B. Okay, set B is 4 and 2. Now first say me which is the subset and which is the superset. Among A and this B, which is the subset and which is the superset? B is the subset. Okay, few says B is a superset. Please analyze. What is A and what is B? B is the subset. Okay, so A is the superset and B is the subset. Now everybody is clear about this part. Okay, now when it comes to equal, what I'm trying to say is this A and this B is not equal. Okay, let me change the color here. Okay, this set A and this set B is not equal. Now why it is not equal? Because they are not in the same order and not all the elements in A are present in B. Okay, so that is why it is not equal. I hope you are able to understand. So did you understand this A and this B, that B which I have written in the red color? Any doubts here? Okay, so everybody understood. Now that was your proper subset. Now coming to equal sets, let us take out all this new B and all. Now you have A, you have B. You have 2, 4, 6, you have 2, 4, 6 here also. Both the elements are same, both are in the same order, then it is called A is a set which is equal to B. So A is equal to B. So these are called as equal sets. Okay, then we'll understand few things under equal sets. The elements of a set may be listed in any order. Okay, if at all you have same set, okay, if at all you have same set like this, 2, 4, 6 and 2, 4, 6, then it is called equal, right? Now here elements are 3, elements are 3. So that's why it's called equal. But if the same elements change the places inside the same set, then it is fine. But if you have a subset and superset, and if the elements change places, then it is difficult. Then it is not equal. Are you able to understand? You want me to say it once again? Guys, reply. Now let's go back to the previous slide. We just have very less time. Okay, let's go back to the previous slide. Here A and B are not equal. Okay, so here B and A are not equal because 4 to 5, here apart from 4 to 5 you have other elements also, right? You have 3, then you have 7, and you have that's all. You have 2, 3 and 7 are extra. So that is why A is not equal to B. Okay, so that is the main reason Why they say here A and B are not equal and B is the subset of A. Okay, so B is the subset of A. So that is what they are trying to say here also. Equal sets, same